This year's from the blast. Lawyer representing 120 Diddy accusers warned celebs involved in freak-offs to pay up or get sued. Let's see what we got. A-list stars who seemingly partook in Sean Diddy Combs' freak-off parties now face an ultimatum to either settle out of court or face a lawsuit even if they didn't do anything. And we want to know who they are, by the way. That's one reason I think people following this so much. Tony Busby, the attorney representing more than 120 alleged victims, disclosed that he has sent out demand letters to celebrities asking them to pay up or face the consequences. Tony Busby had previously mentioned that investigations into Sean Diddy Combs' case had implicated several Hollywood big shots but refrained from dropping names. Too bad, please do. Tony Busby has disclosed that he's now going after other celebrities who attended Diddy's freak-offs even if they did nothing wrong. Well, I'm on the fence with that one. I mean, if they did nothing wrong, in the end, what are we actually going after them for? Information? Maybe. Questioning? Okay, maybe that, sure. In a new appearance on TMZ's documentary, The Downfall of Diddy Inside the Freak-Offs, the Texas-based attorney claims such big names are as guilty as those who perpetrated the crimes, explaining that their silence and unwillingness to stand against it makes them liable. Again, I've got mixed feelings. Like, I'm not sure witnessing a crime and not doing anything is wrong. There's something to be said about your character, and you should. But if you don't want to get involved to save yourself and maybe loved ones you're supporting or something, I would have to think you have the right not to get involved. Having said that, if questioned on it, you should tell the truth, and that should be something you have to do. But to actively go defend it, I'm not sure. Kind of a gray area for me. Busby said the A-listers involved include several politicians, celebrities, and business people, as Diddy's party was the event everyone lobbied to get invited to. He insisted that he was following typical practice, which is to send a demand to lay out what they believe the situation was and how the celebrity was involved, and then try to start dialogue. However, if that approach fails, they would just file a lawsuit. When asked if he had sent those demand letters, he nodded in the affirmative and said that's true. They then say he went into a rant on why he won't spare anybody, even if they just watched and didn't do anything to stop it. Well, he's the lawyer, so I guess legally he's got some legs to stand on for that. He stated that if there were freak-offs and stars were there and they knew people were being drugged and allowed it to happen, they were as liable as the individual who shipped the person in, who paid the persons that were there, who kept them longer than they thought they were going to be there, who bought the drugs, who took the money out of the bank, who put the drugs in the drink and all that, and participated in these egregious acts. All right, well, you gotta think about it. If I just showed up to one of these things, invited with no knowledge of what's going on, and I see some shit go down, what if I go to the police and Diddy finds out and he has me drugged and all that stuff done to me because I ratted him out? And he reiterates that bystanders are just as guilty as people involved. I gotta say, no on that. Not just as guilty. If you think they're guilty for something, maybe, they can't be just as guilty as the people doing it. That just doesn't make logical sense. Doesn't add up mathematically, basically. But alright, you're the lawyer guy. And he has a story about one specific woman he says was a onlooker, I guess, who didn't actually participate. A woman identified as Tanea Wallace claimed she saw several minors at Diddy's freak-offs who were surrounded by adults. Wallace told TMZ that she was invited to the party by a Saudi prince who flew her from LA to Miami, adding that when she got there, she saw several people who appeared to be intoxicated on drugs or alcohol, having not safe for work for a long period of time. You know what that is. She was particularly alarmed to see little people dressed up like Harajuku Barbies, implying that they were minors surrounded by a wall of adults. However, she didn't see what the adults and minors were doing. Well, if there's minors involved, makes it more complicated. And like I said, morally, I think you'd be obligated to say something and save these minors, but legally, I'm not sure if you'd have to put yourself in danger. I mean, what if you're supporting a minor? What if you've got a kid or two who's like 4 or 5, depending on you for their survival, and you risk getting put in jail? You know, that's what I'll be thinking. I'd be like, look, I saw this thing. I'd love to help, but I've got my kids. If I get entangled and arrested, what happens to them? They end by saying Diddy's attorneys say this woman Wallace is completely wrong and lying. I mean, is that what they're going to say about everybody? Everyone's lying. Everyone's making it up. Everyone wants a quick buck. With the Marilyn Manson case, I said this: the more accusers, the more probability for evidence. And that's true. However, we've got some evidence here. They claim they've got video, text messages, and audio. So, having said that, at a certain point, you can't say everybody is lying, everybody wants a quick buck, because there is evidence he did this to some people. But we'll wait for full details. The trial comes out in May. Let me know what you think in the comments. I want to give a quick shout out to JD Defenders. Thank you so much for this in-comment super chat. It's much appreciated. And if you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, all things Johnny, following Diddy. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.